All right, y'all, welcome back to Esther Alexis, Body of an Extrovert. Today's episode I'm so super excited about because, yes, it is the episode regarding the Dream Chaser series. One of the ones that I really wanted to kind of focus on here. And I want to kind of do this because I think it's so super important, even if we're, growing into our adulthood. I would consider us young adults and whatnot now. To really just hold on to those dreams and pursue them so long as they're in, reality, based in reality kind of a thing. And even if they're not, hey man, if you think you can make it happen, you can make it happen. And so it's something that I'm super passionate about. Someone who's a dream chaser like myself is here. My good pal, Megan. Megan. Okay,
what's
so
up?
I'm actually going to let her introduce herself for a little bit. I'll give y'all a little history and then we'll get right into it.
All right. So my name is Megan. As AG, I guess, if you want to know my last name.
I mean, your whole government would be nice. Why you in there throw your social security up? Feel
You
me?
know what? All right, everybody get a pen and a paper.
You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
it's 1, 2, 3, none your business. There we go. But yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? What should I?
All right, so tell us what you think, like, what is your dream kind of a thing? What dream are you pursuing or were you pursuing? Tell us about your schooling. I mean, tell us about your culture. Tell us anything that you think is relevant to this whole dream conversation that we will be having.
All right. So I guess we'll just bring it all the way back to elementary school.
Oh, God. Okay.
So I know 90s babies out here. So when that show That's So Raven came on Disney Channel, that inspired me to like kind of go into theater and stuff, like audition and just like try out for roles. Like that was my dream, to be an actress. And as I got older, I started getting more shy. I don't know, I'm weird, but yeah, I started developing more shyness and stuff. So it's like, but I still always had theater in my heart. So like I would force myself to go out and just like chase that dream. I know we had that funny story when I was supposed to go audition for Disney Channel.
Oh my gosh, y'all. First and foremost, let me give y'all some context, and then I'm gonna go into the story because I need y'all to understand the kind of friend that I am and the kind of person that Megan is. Here we go. So we went to a middle school and high school that focused on the performing arts, which is really where I think a lot of the kids that we know nowadays have actually found their dreams and whatnot.
Yeah.
There are a lot of kids now that are on Broadway and in China. And really just performing, whether they're dancing, whether they're singing, and it's really, truly, and honestly incredible.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we have to support the arts, for one thing, because a lot of the people don't realize the importance of being introduced to such a thing. I think that at a young age, I think that we kind of know everything. I'm saying this in air quotes, and of course, no one can ever see my air quotes.
I can see it.
Thank you for validating my air quotes. But I think that we all go in like no one wants to learn about the arts. No one's trying to hear about opera. No one's trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like no one thinks you can go to school for those things, but it's actually a public school, which made it all the better. And like all these resources we're giving to kids that really just never knew what the arts really are. It's more than just singing and dancing and things. There's so much that goes into it. And so really, I think that the school gave so many children the opportunity to find what was a passion they didn't even know they could have or had the opportunity to have. So we both got accepted into the school. Megan, of course, was all up into theater. I was there grudgingly because I went kicking and screaming. I got to tell you, my parents had to fight the good fight for me to even get into that school. And then I was legit pure chaos in that school. Like, it was terrible. But I found Megan, which is a good thing. But Megan found theater. And one of these days, and kids were like auditioning and things all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're in Connecticut. New York is like adjacent to us. So like people are always trying out for things. So Megan one night is like, yo, like there's an interview, there's an audition in Hartford. I'm trying to pull up, I'm trying to go, I'm mad scared. Y'all, I want to say that we're maybe 7th grade at the time.
We are in 7th grade.
And like, I'm like, okay, like I'm not really into this whole theater vibration, but I'm like, I'm a solid friend. If Megan's gonna go and she's scared, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna support her. Bet. That we never had another conversation again. So in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, this joint is happening. I'm like, we already talked about it. We don't gotta rediscuss it. The flyer already tells me what time I need to be there. It tells me the location. I ain't got nothing else I need to do. I pull up. I'm literally clapping right now. I pull up, y'all, in Hartford. I'm like, yo, I'm looking around. Mind you, I had to hustle to get this ride. You ever have a family member that makes life a little tougher for you? I had to bargain, beg, plead, borrow to get this ride. I'm in the 7th grade, y'all, to go to Hartford to support my friend who shall be auditioning for whatever show is available on Nickelodeon. Pull up that same night. I go, yo, Megan, where you at? Like, what's going on? Megan goes, what you talking about? Yo, straight face. Like, emojis weren't even a thing back in the day. I then had to send her the little dashes, like the underscores and everything. Like, y'all need to understand.
Hyphen, underscore,
hyphen. And I said, sis, what you mean what I'm talking about? I'm talking about your audition. I'm here in Hartford right now. I'm here at the place. I don't see you. What's going on? Megan takes her sweet time replying me because I felt like she was collecting the sweat off her body. And she goes, yo, I didn't even go. Like, I didn't tell you I wasn't going. Like, I low-key forgot about it. I wasn't even really trying to go like that. Scared, whatever. Now I had to look my ride dead in the face and be like, what happened was she didn't show up. Boy, let me tell you, that ride home was worse than the borrowing, begging, and pleading I had to do to get the ride there. Alright? Y'all not even Haitian, bro. Like, to get a Haitian in the car to drive you somewhere where you will be doing absolutely nothing but standing there and being like, yes! Supporting somebody. Yo, I never heard the end of this joint for years. Like, even for Megan's birthday, I'd be like, Megan's having a birthday party. Cancel. It's canceled. You're not going. That girl's unreliable. She's irresponsible. I'm like, dang, well, you know, it is what it is.
I'm so sorry. I'm still sorry till this day.
It's like, all right. I mean, she still ain't made it up to me or whatever, but it's cool. Can I also, like, I know we're supposed to get into this podcast right now, but can we also talk about, let me tell y'all what time it is that we're recording this podcast. Let me get, here we go. It is 9:36 p.m. On a Thursday.
On a Thursday.
Now let me tell you something about when you get grown, folks. When you get grown, you get tired. When you get tired, you need naps and sleeps more frequently. When you don't get said naps and sleeps more frequently, you be going to work if you got work the next day. All types of busted, all types of confused, like crazy. But it's okay because I plan for these things. You know what I'm saying? I don't just be doing podcasts at all hours of the night. I'm responsible. Boy,
yes, she is.
I texted Megan today. I said, hey man, let's do 6:30. That gives us like a 2 to 3 hour window just in case we gotta re-record, anything goes wrong. Because let me tell y'all folks, sometimes stuff goes left.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Megan goes,
stuff went left. Stuff went left.
No. Let me tell them about the left. Let me tell them how we got left.
Go ahead.
Megan texts me back. She goes, well, all right, can we actually do 7:30 because, you know, Megan's actually not from the area. She doesn't live here anymore. So she's spending time with family. And I get that. You know, I'm a human being. I understand family. Shit, that's what we about up here. So then I go, yeah, that's totally fine. But please, 7:30 non-colored people time. I had to, you know, specify that point because listen, I'm a woman of color and I'm never on time. And I'm not saying that that's a thing that all of us do. It is most certainly not. But I know who I am. And so sometimes I need people to tell me that so that I can prepare myself. Megan goes, I bet 7:30 non-colored people time. And I'm like, all right, well, solid. You know, Megan just showed up at 9:30 at night. 9:30 at night. No shit. You don't even got to tell the people why. Let's get into the podcast. I want y'all to understand it's 9:30 at night. All right? My bedtime is 10:15. We'll see what happens. All right? All right. So in all seriousness, though, I'm actually so super excited to have Megan here. And I'm actually thrilled that you started off your part of the conversation with having seen That's So Raven on Disney Channel is what inspired you to kind of want to be an actress and whatnot. I think a lot of the time people are like, you know, why must we have Black or Asian or Hispanic characters anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are always thinking it's like this extra step that these, you know, productions are doing nowadays. And I feel like it's really not. If you really take into consideration how minute the minority influence is in such a humongous industry, and an industry that brings in billions every year from around the world, you have to understand what not having representation means to someone, and when they finally do see it, how it really shapes their entire world. Yeah. So if you could further elaborate on that even.
Oh shoot, yeah. She got me stumped already, yo. She just had all these words. Taking words out of my mouth. But yeah, representation is just so important, especially in this days and time. Like, we just found out that our new Ariel's gonna be black, and so that's a huge thing because little girls can like see that on film or whenever it comes out and just be like, yo, she looks like me.
Like,
so
I could do that.
Yeah, I can do this too.
It's so huge. It's so major. Like, man, first of all, I don't know if it's Chloe or Halle because, you know, they've always done Chloe X Halle. That's how they like talk about themselves. That's cool. That's solid. I can't identify which is which because they've always been Chloe and Halle, and no one's ever had to say I'm Halle and I'm Chloe. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's a sister thing. I have sisters. It's cool. Understood. But, you know, I think what I really wanted to talk about in regards to this podcast is not only representation and how it influenced you and your dreams, but I think that a lot of the times when we're younger, we're told to dream big. I can count on all the times in my hands that, you know, teachers and whatnot, even like elementary school teachers were like, what's your dream when you grow up? Like, what do you want to be? And you were like, astronaut, Barbie, like an actress, the president. I want to be a ballerina, doctor, ice skater, baker lady. Like you literally did not have any limitations on what you could be. But I think it's so funny that as we get older, these kind of I don't know, these barriers are kind of put up. You know what I mean? You strip away pieces of your hope and pieces of what you can actually be. And it's like, you can no longer be a baker because you have to do this. Or you can no longer be a doctor because that's like 8 years plus residency plus this and you got to specialize. Exactly. You can no longer be this because people of your color or people, you know, expect you to do better, or people are just not there, you know, to give you that kind of example. And so I've been wondering to myself even, because like as adults, you're told be realistic, which is so very different from, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up, or like what's your dream? And so that being said, when we have these dreams, are these dreams just aspirations? Are they just words? Like, what does that mean to you when you say like, I have a dream?
Well, you know, I instantly think of Martin Luther King.
Oh, God.
Nah, but I just think, like, with dreams and stuff, like what you were saying, like, for me, like, all right, so I wanted to be an actress. I love theater. And then as I got older, I was just like, oh, man, I can't do it because I compared myself to a lot of people. And so I think that's, like, one barrier that people just put up. Absolutely. They start comparing themselves. And with that, it's like, you just kind of, I don't know, your self-confidence kind of goes low because it's just like, I can't be like that person. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I feel like it's a battle with the mind to just push on through and be like, yo, this is what you want. So you need to go for it. You need to follow your dreams, you know? And like for me, as I went through like middle school and high school, just like doing theater and dabbling in art and dance for like a second. And then music, it's like you gain an appreciation for the arts, and it's like that's kind of like what fueled my passion even more to like be an actress or like anywhere in the entertainment industry. Honestly, is like I just like that's where my heart is, that's where my passion is. So when I went to college, like my major was gonna be theater. But, you know, I got some Nigerian parents. Oh,
child.
And so, second I said theater, never saw, like, my dad was just like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Because, you know, they want you to be, like, a doctor. They want you to be a lawyer, dentist, engineer.
Oh, yeah.
They want you to be realistic, basically, because they're just like, yo, as soon as you get out of school, we don't want you struggling. If you go through this career path, you're instantly going to find a job. If you go through this career path, you're going to have to work really hard, and that is still not guaranteed to you. So I was just like, well, dang, my dream is crushed right now. You feel me? So then, like, I switched, and I did, like, strategic communications because, you know, it's, like, easy. For me, it was easy. I don't know, but...
Was it kind of, like, a balance between the two, maybe?
It was a balance because, like, I like strategic communications. I'm currently, like, a digital marketer, so it's, like, after I got my degree, like, I was instantly, like, into that field. But, like, while in college, like, I still got to do what I love to do, which was theater, like, and film. So that was really cool, and, like, I kind of, like, developed, like, a love for, like, photography through that, too. So I was just like, hey, if I'm not going to be on stage or in film for these things, like, yo, let me be behind the scenes because this is the atmosphere that I love. This is the atmosphere that I'm passionate about. So I feel like your dreams, as you get older, they kind of like branch out in a way. Like if you dive into it and like you start to experience new things. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, but
no. I think actually everything that you've said is solid. I think that if anything, if you're passionate about anything, if you truly love something, you realize even if you can't have it the way that you wanted it, you'll take it almost any way that you can get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is both incredible and incredibly toxic. Like, it really depends.
It really
I think
depends.
it really does depend. And I won't elaborate on that because we'll be here forever. But like, I think it's also funny that you were saying that when you had this dream and whatnot, you started comparing yourself.
Yeah.
And like, I think that to say that anyone has to compare themselves would be just a lie. Like, literally went to the same school as Megan, and for those of y'all listening, y'all can fight me when y'all want. Y'all know where I'm at. No, but like, first of all, the school was a public school, but it also reached out to multiple districts within the state of Connecticut, which made it extremely inclusive and extremely incredible. There were kids from all over the Valley area. They weren't from one town or two towns or three towns, literally kids from all over, which made it even better because it wasn't as though your economic circumstance defined your opportunity at the school. It was truly the work that you put in is what you got out. And like, you just met kids. I think that you kind of like, if you grow up in the same circle of kids all the time, you think, I'm this talented, like I'm the best at this, or this person's the best at that. And then walking into the school was kind of like your first walk into the world. And I'm using my air quotes, but no one can see them. It was kind of like walking into the world wherein you were culture shocked because not everyone looked like you, not everyone acted like you, not everyone had the same talent as you. And if you did have a special, concentration in the arts, no one did it exactly the same as you. But like, when we had all these plays, the school put on at least 4 to 5 plays, like a year, dance recitals and concerts. It was just a really phenomenal place for the arts, for children and whatnot. And like, they were also very realistic in the fact that you had to audition, you had to compete to get in, you had to practice, you had to do these real rehearsals. It wasn't like a school play where it was like, we'll meet once a week for the next 2 months and we're going to put on the show in the basement. Like, we actually had access to the Palace Theater, which is in Waterbury, Connecticut, which is a legit stage. People would actually come out. It was actually insane, but it was realistic in the sense that people had to kind of compete to be on stage. And I think it was both a good thing and a bad thing because, high school, we don't even have to explain that part. High school.
It's just high school.
Middle school was a jungle. But you start to compare yourself and you start to realize, I'm not as good as I thought I was. That kid is beyond incredible. What can I like do to kind of compete? And so like, I think though it's funny because sometimes I feel like stating your dream to yourself is kind of how you get that confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, like, I didn't necessarily, because I remember when I was a kid, like, even younger, I was like, oh, I want to be like Oprah. I want to be like Oprah so bad. And people were like, I don't know. And so when I got to this school, like, I had kind of forgotten about that for a moment. But I was like, but I'm musically talented. I could survive here. And surviving is what I did. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I almost forget where I'm going with this. No, okay, here we're back. But like, I realized as well though, like, my dream gave me confidence in that I didn't have to be as good as someone else. Like, I remember in orchestra, which I wasn't crazy about orchestra, but I didn't hate it, I guess. There was this girl named Jessie Rinaldi. You remember Jessie Rinaldi?
She was talented.
First of all, I picked up the violin for the first time in the 4th grade. Okay, all right. I did it because I wanted to kind of follow my role model, sister at the time. It's a thing, And so I was like, I can play the violin pretty good. I get into this school. This girl who's the same age picks up her violin in orchestra and literally makes the teacher look like a piece of toilet paper that's been used. Let alone the children in orchestra who are sitting there like, I can't even read sheet music without lettering. Like, no, that's actually, like, not even to hang, but Jessie Rinaldi was just she's still, I'm pretty sure, to this day, such a talented musician. And there were so many people like her. And I was like, I wasn't envious of her. Like, at a very young age, I learned not to be envious of people, because I think that that's very toxic
It is
for your
toxic.
inside.
Yeah.
And it, you know, harbors dark relationships and whatnot and creates toxicity everywhere you go. But I was like, my talent is not to where she's at. And I was like, and quite frankly, I don't know if it'll ever be to where she's at, because she had a passion for orchestra that I simply did not have for orchestra. But I was like, but with the talents that I do have in music, I'm different because I'll use it to reach out to people and uplift them while using my voice simultaneously. I'll do it this way. It doesn't have to be one way. You know what I mean? And that kind of gave me confidence to kind of be like an individual. Like, it's okay to be an individual, because I didn't have to play like Jesse Rinaldi. I didn't have to dance like so and so. I didn't have to act like so and so.
Yeah.
But I could do the best version of me, and someone somewhere was going to be satisfied. I was going to be satisfied, and that's what mattered to me. And so I think that gave me a level of confidence that I could at least coast on from like middle school into high school, like the fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I wonder if it's like that for many people, because I know that like for you, you were saying that you were comparing yourself, but at any point did you wonder, but I'm different in this, and that's what makes, you know, my dream unique, or that's what makes me unique, and that's how I'm gonna succeed.
Yeah, exactly. So like, let's see, let me check some examples in my head. Well, I feel like comparing myself to other people is just like a constant battle, because like at first I'll be good, and then the second minute I'm just all like, dang, I can't do that. But then it's like, it's just like a process. Like, if you have always been comparing yourself to other people, you can't just expect to just change overnight. It's a process. It's like if you want to lose weight or build muscle, like, it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. So you just have to like keep changing your mindset and just be like, hey, I'm actually good at this. I may not be her level, but I'm still good at this in my own way. Like, I'm going to put my own spice in it.
Yes, girl.
But yeah, so.
But I also think that it's something that you say that too, because I also find that particularly in this industry where people are just so, you know, everyone's trying to get into entertainment one way or another. You know what I mean? But particularly in this industry, I feel as though I find that when you're constantly comparing yourself to people, you never seem to grow.
Yes.
Like, you're watching everyone else grow, but for some reason you never seem to grow. And you want to know why? It's because you make everyone else a giant in your mind. And when you're surrounded by giants, you will always be small.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But if you took a moment to get to know these people as people, and not in like, let me get to know my enemy, like not in an envious sort of way, but if you get a moment to really understand these human beings, you'll understand like, this is her gift. It may not be mine, but this is her gift. And she's not gifted in everything in the world.
Exactly.
You know, and that's not to tear her down. But it's like, sorry, when we make people, when we make them human and we take them off the pedestal that we've put them on, because I truly believe when you're comparing yourself to someone, you put them on a pedestal or you put yourself down a level.
Agree.
And when you make them human, they become your goals, or your goals in comparison to theirs become more attainable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'd probably find, like, I think that this is a problem that a lot of people have, specifically within this industry, but just in general as well, is that people are constantly trying to tear someone else down to feel better, or simply like find out someone's weakness to be like, well, I'm strong in that. And I feel like if you can't evaluate your character without someone standing as a comparison next to you, then you will truly never understand your worth. And if you don't understand your worth, no one else will understand your worth. And in an industry that is about, you know, reaching the masses, if you don't get it, who's going to get it out there?
Nobody else don't get it.
You know what I mean? It's like a really big thing. And specifically when we're talking about pursuing our dreams, I feel like at some point we have to understand that it's ours. Like, it's just us, and no one has blazed the like, you know, you don't blaze the trail and blaze it 1,000 times. You know what I mean? You walk it, you do it once, and those who want to follow. But it's not as though you can fit in everyone else's shoe prints and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But random. Okay, so my newest infatuation is actually Lizzo. You know, the artist.
Oh
Lizzo.
yes.
Juice. Oh my God. Like, I love her. I love everything about her. I think she is phenomenal. I think she is inspiring. And I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
And let me just say something, because people don't get this. Like, people think that the word the word that is awesome is like a very simple word. Like, break that word apart, y'all. Awe. Like, to be in awe of someone. And when someone is awesome, like, what a powerful word that is. Like, let me just put that out there, okay? So I don't say that word lightly, okay? Like, I know everybody's like, oh my God, that's so awesome. No. Awesome. Like, that is something to be awed, okay? Let me just put that out there.
She's preaching now, guys.
No, seriously.
And go ahead, Pastor.
Get out. But I think that this woman is awesome. And let me tell you why. She was actually featured on a podcast that's actually called Brave, Not Perfect. And she talked about not only about the path that she's, come to kind of achieve her dream, but she's also talked about on her personal, Instagram and social media about how she has bouts of depression, that she has moments in which she compares herself, because it's an industry where there's not a lot of plus size women. There's not even a lot of minorities. There's not even a lot of women. A lot of people think like the industry has so many women and they're making so much money. No, I feel like it's actually the opposite. I feel like women give up the most to be in this industry. Like, they have to give up, their body and all these things that are, sacred to them, if you so choose it to be. And like, they still don't get as much as men do, like, as their counterparts in the film. You know what I'm saying? Or in the industry, even the music industry. But I love that she talked about being in a bout of depression and yet still having to put in the work to get you where she needed to be. And like, I've said this before, like, because y'all know I love Oprah. Y'all are going to hear that every episode. And don't get tired of it. Like, buckle up. But in The Path Made Clear, one of her guests talked about the process of recovery and discovery. I think that as human beings, we are always healing. We are always falling, you know what I'm saying? But we have to continue to forge on, to continue to discover, to continue to grow. And I absolutely love that she said that, because I think that a lot of times when we're pursuing something that we love and we don't get the support that we want, we kind of take a moment to recover. But in that recovery, a lot of us decide to stand. Like, we don't move, we don't keep going. And like, let me be the first to tell you, if you haven't heard it, if you are in a period of stagnation, which means that you are not moving, then you will never be, or you will always find yourself in regression and not progression. Like, you cannot stand still and expect the world to also stand still with their advancements, with their talents, with whatever debut is coming out next. When you decide to stand still, the world still goes on and it just passes you by. It doesn't matter what's going on in life. It doesn't matter if something tragic has happened, all of that. I think that it's so super important that even in your moments of discouragement, even in your moments of weakness, in your moments of fear, that you do it anyway, that you pursue it anyway, that you do it afraid, that you do it without support, that you do it by yourself if that's what it takes. Because I think that a lot of the times we put our dreams aside, or we stand still for a moment in our dreams, and we don't know when, but somehow we've walked away from it or forgotten it. And that's like something that I've realized within myself, like this whole, podcasting and speaking thing. I've wanted to do this for years, and I'm 23 and doing it now. I've been wanting to do it since I was like 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And has that ever happened to you? Like, where you're like kind of like, let me just put this on pause, or let me just be realistic for a moment. Because like, even I went to college, and I was like, even I went to college, yes. but I went to college, and I was like, y'all, if y'all know me, I can't count to save my life. Don't ever put numbers in front of me unless it's about money. Then I'd be like, what's really good? Like, my math be all the way on 100. But I can't even count without using my fingers. And that's not because I'm slow. Math is just not my gift. But somebody tell me why I have an accounting degree.
Yeah, I asked myself that.
Like, literally, I think most of my friends, when I was like, yeah, I'm dual, I'm double majoring and I'm getting an accounting degree, we're like, what? I asked Megan, like, all freshman year, I was like, do you understand this question? Like, in math class, like, literally, like, just show me your paper. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm just gonna look over what I got to do. Like, so bad. But I wanted to be realistic, and accountants always have jobs.
That's true.
But I think that putting what I consider myself and my soul on the side in order to pursue what was realistic, it deadened things inside of me. Can you relate?
I can relate. Who can relate?
Yeah.
But so another passion that I had was always like trying to get into like modeling, and so
Yo, she's tall. She nice brown skin. You know what I'm saying? Burnished, kissed by the sun. You know what I'm saying? Got them curves, body like a hottie. I'm looking at her right now, like, girl, snap. But go on.
You stay gassing me for no reason. But yeah, so I always wanted to get into modeling, aside from like acting, photography, all that jazz, and like I don't know why I put it on the side for so long. I think it's because, like, bring it back to comparing. Like, I would compare myself to other people. But, like, recently, back in February, one of my good friends, Liz, she started modeling. And I was all like, dang, she's really out here putting in work.
Yo, isn't it awesome when you see people pursue?
Yeah, like
it reminds you of who you are, but more importantly, who you want to be.
Exactly.
I think it's so cool. Continue. Sorry.
So I saw her, and she's an amazing model. Like, whew, and she only been doing it for like 6 months. So there was like this creative arts meetup, visual arts meetup, where a whole bunch of creatives get together and they just like create magic, whether it be like makeup artists, photography, like they're amazing. And so like I think she hit me up and she's like, hey, do you want to go to this meetup with me? And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, like at first like my heart was pounding first because I was all like, I don't know how to take pictures, I don't know how to pose, oh my gosh, I can't be like this, I can't be like that. But I was like, you know, I can't just keep putting myself down like that. Like, this is something that I want to like mark off. Like, all right, so I create these lists. It's all like things I want to accomplish in 2018, 2019, things like that. So like one of them was just like to get more into like photography and modeling. So like when that opportunity arose, like at first I choked, but then I was all like, yeah, I gotta do this, because I'm trying to make it a point to just kind of go for things that I never thought that I could do or that I was scared of doing. Stepping out of my comfort zone. That's what it was.
Oh, honey, your comfort zone will be the place where you die and lay to rest. It will kill you.
You stay stagnant in that comfort zone because you're all like, I'm okay here. Like, I want to do this, but you know, my bed looking nice.
Ooh, girl, my bed is a temptation. Let me tell you. Don't play with Scarlett now. I had to name her Scarlett. That girl too hot. Oh, Jesus. She just be looking at me like, come here, girl. And I'd be snuggling in there like, I'm just going to stay a moment. Spend my whole night there. But continue.
But yeah, so like comfort zone, like there's times where it's nice, you know, but I feel like most times it's toxic because you just end up in this place of stagnation, like you were saying. So I was just like, yeah, I need to go. I need to do this. Let's get it. And you know, I was awkward at first when we
hey, there's space for that though.
Yeah,
there's space for that.
But like, I was just like, I was so happy that I did that. And from then on, like me and her, we just like keep going to like these meetups and stuff. And I'm just like slowly building my confidence back up. You feel me? Like it's always been there, but it's just kind of been locked away. So it's just like, I don't know, like for some reason it makes my heart so happy to just like be doing things that like I love to do, like I wanted to do.
Yo, that's a thing. And I think that's so huge about dream chasing is that people think that it's kind of this cheesy thing that we say. And it's like, yo, pursue what makes you happy and da-da-da-da. Yo, man, and this is not, you know, to blame anyone or anything, because we really do choose our own paths. But like, when you start living for yourself and doing the things that have always spoken to you, can I tell you, like, it feels like you're alive. I don't think you understand the difference between being alive and simply existing until you start doing things that not only like motivate you but scare you. I think that when you face like your biggest fears, which is essentially, you know, your demons yourself, you find like the most like like your endorphins are everywhere. Like you can't even. It's like being on crack cocaine. I wouldn't know what that's like, folk. I'm a good person, but not that you're a bad person. But like it is something else. Your heart is like racing. Like you can't stop smiling. There is a different glow about you, and it is called life. Like you are living. And I really encourage everyone to go out there and pursue what makes them happy, even if it costs you a little something, which is something I also want to discuss. Investing in yourself and investing in your dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that you said that you had to kind of sacrifice time and even kind of like scold yourself and force yourself out.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the times we're afraid to invest, whether it's financially, emotionally, into things. But I think that it's absolutely necessary. Like, what have you found yourself investing or sacrificing in order to do what you love?
Dang. Well, I guess we can go back to sacrificing, like, the comfort zone, like being comfortable in like where you're at and stuff. Like, when you know that you want to do things, when you know you want to push yourself, you got to make that sacrifice. Like, I can't stay comfortable right here. I gotta get up and I gotta get outside the house sometimes, whether it's me hitting the gym, which, you know, I'm still a little bit slacking on, but, you know, I'm gonna get
But in
into
Jesus' name, we're finna make
it. In
it.
the mighty name of Jesus.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Or like, just like recently, or in my mind, I've kind of been wanting to dive into editing pictures and like dabbling in graphic design.
Hey, man, I'm looking for a photographer for this podcast. I mean, if you're willing to do it for free or whatever,
Hey,
I ain't gonna
got you.
stop you.
I
You know
got
what I'm saying? But go on.
But yeah, so just like, like that's gonna take some time, you know. I can't just like, hey, I gotta come home, take a nap, and just like not do anything else for the rest of the day. Like, that requires like studying, learning the programs, getting out and like, you know, photographing people, like
Staying up late.
yeah, staying up late, especially like because I'm doing my master's school too. So I'm just like, yeah, I just gotta make time and sacrifices because this is what I find my heart in. So like, I have to go and do that.
Yo, I'm gonna touch on that real quick, but I'm gonna not let it slide how you was casually like, I'm pursuing my master's right now, like you're not getting your master's right now as we speak. Y'all, she's getting her whole master's right now as we speak.
Done.
If y'all looking for a Nigerian queen who models, who photographs, who does it all, it's Megan Azaji. But let me get back into it though. I think it's funny that you say that. I think that the biggest sacrifice, aside from money, that someone can make is time.
Yeah. Time.
Yo, time is so limited. There's truly not enough hours in the day to give not only to like what you have to do, which is like work to pay your bills, school, eat to survive, poop to survive. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to be like, okay, not only do I need like 6 hours of sleep a night, but I also need to make an adequate amount of time, an appropriate amount of time to dedicate to my dream, to my passion. And I feel like that's so hard to do. Because, you know, everyone's like, be healthy, make money, be social, pursue your dream, be realistic. And it's so hard. And like, I'm someone who's a scheduler. I love having things scheduled. I don't follow my schedule. That's my biggest problem. I am color coordinated. At this hour of the day, I should be here. By this minute, I should be done. And it has not happened in 23 years. And that's okay. That's okay. Because in the mighty name of Jesus, one of these days I'm going to follow my damn schedule.
Go ahead, Pastor.
But I think, like, what I have been doing, even though I can't follow my schedule to the T because life just won't let me, I found that, like, take for example, I'm trying to do this thing where I get X amount of hours of sleep a night. Because I, like, you know, when you're in college and high school, you can legit sleep for 1 hour and be perfectly fine. Unfazed. Like, ask Megan how many times, like, all nighters just like to write essays and stuff. At like 4 in the morning, I'd be writing Megan like, hey, have you started yet? Nope. And it's due at like 7 a.m. Like, that's how insane it is. When you graduate, I don't know what happens. I don't know if they flip a switch, like when they give you your diploma. I don't know if it's laced with some kind of drug. But the minute you graduate, you're literally like, oh, okay, man, I'm gonna stay up to like 1 a.m. and wake up for like my 6 a.m. to get to work at 8 a.m. Literally, you go to sleep at 1 a.m., you wake up at like 9 p.m. the next day, and you're still fucking exhausted. You've missed a whole day of work, you're losing money, your boss is like, I think I'm gonna have to cut you loose, and you're still like, I'm just so tired. Like, it's exhaustive. So get sleep, y'all. But like, what I've also realized is, sometimes into my late night editing, because like, not only do I, you know, sometimes have to edit the podcast, but like, I'm also into writing and things. Writing is something that I absolutely love. I don't do it for y'all. I do it for me. It is like for my heart to speak. It's for like these different recesses in my mind to be let loose. You know what I mean? But if I'm going to post, my work, whether it's a podcast, whether it's whatever it is, I need to find the time for it, which means once I get home, I can either eat my dinner and watch TV and relax for a little bit, but at the end of the day, that podcast has to be up. That writing piece or that chapter has to be up. So that means I sacrifice sleep. And so I feel as though managing my time has been my biggest struggle, because you're just tired. You want to relax. But I found that, like, even with this, I'm like, we're not opening TVs on Thursdays because I need to record my podcast or on Thursdays. You know what I mean? Or I'm not doing this on this day because I need to dedicate the time to this. And even if it means getting up and leaving or finding a different space, it's just the biggest sacrifice you can make because there just never seems to be enough time. So how have you gone about handling that?
That's another process because I'm really prone to procrastination.
Oh, honey.
But I feel like, time is like one of the biggest things. Like, because I feel like a lot of people say that they want more time in the day, things like that. But like, how many hours do you spend looking at your phone, on Instagram, on Facebook, just scrolling?
You had to get them like that? Come on.
Yo, I'm just spitting facts, right?
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Like, I'm guilty of it. Like, I could spend like an hour just like scrolling, commenting.
Consecutively? I could spend an hour
not
a day.
Not
all right, okay, all right. Well, then, yes, we're all guilty.
Still got a job, you feel me? Like, I got things to do, but like, collectively, like maybe like an hour or two has like been dedicated to just Facebook or Instagram, Twitter. Well, I don't really do Twitter, but
Me
like
neither.
those social media sites, and you're just like, man, this is okay. But you can get lost in it because memes are really funny. All right,
it's a dark hole. Those memes. You fall down, you don't come back up for quite some time.
But I feel like that's like one of the biggest issues, like, personally with my time, is that because like I'm just so preoccupied, like I rather watch YouTube videos than do this. So it's kind of just like with the scheduling, like I'm learning to just like write out schedules and have like little check boxes, so I mark it off as I go. So it's like kind of like an incentive, like, yes, I got this done, on to the next thing. So I feel like that's gonna be really like helping me, especially as school starts back up again, to just like not procrastinate, just fix your mindset and be like, hey, I need to get this done. Have accountability partners.
Yeah,
that's
and what's also really cool too, you have screen time alerts like on your phone.
Oh, really?
Like my cousin BB, that's not actually her name, folks. It's Rose. But what she does is like after like 8 p.m. she can't go on social media on her phone. Like the phone like shuts down all social media. Like she can call and text people, but no social media is available to her.
Oh, interesting.
And I think it's actually, she set it up that way. And I think it's so awesome because like at that time she's like, I have no other choice but to go to the gym. I have no other choice but to do my work. Like, and I think that's so awesome. I'm a very aggressive person, though. I will take my phone and throw it across the Hudson, like, open up right now. I pay these gosh darn bills. You better open it up. But I think that those are the steps that you need to take. And I think that another thing that stops people, particularly our age, from pursuing our dreams, is another investment, is the financial aspect.
Yes.
Straight up, I mean, we're all out of college. If you went to college, we're all working, these basic jobs. And boy, are we broke. Boy, are we broke. You can't. It's like you get a little more and the bills go higher. I don't get it. It's like your boss also notifies somebody that you're getting a little like uppity up. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, Eversource, I know her lighting is the same as it's always been, but if you could just raise the rates now because she's actually making 30 cents more, But I have personally learned, and this is hard for me, folks, because I feel like if you're like me, if you're like anyone on the planet, you work hard for your money, you don't like letting it go to waste. You still have to invest in yourself, and you can budget that out. You can like make those minute sacrifices, like, yo, I do not need that Wendy's 4 for $4 today. That is the devil. I will put that $4 aside for my mixtape, for my photography, for my podcast, for whatever it is, for my craft, for my passion, for my happiness. You have to be willing. And even if you do it unwillingly the first 2 times, eventually it becomes a routine and a rhythm. And it's not so bad. And you have to remember that the people that you look up or aspire to be didn't start with $0, didn't start with 0 sacrifices. you need to sacrifice something. You need to be willing to. And I'm not saying sacrifice yourself or your soul, but I'm saying the things that you know are holding you back from being who you want to be. You just need to let those things go minutely. Prioritize and say, how important is this dream to me to reach it? And can I allocate a little bit aside of my expenses to put towards that happening, to becoming a reality? It's a big step, y'all. It is huge. If you're anything like me, I am cheaper. Let me not even say cheap. I am frugal. That is the New England term, frugal. I am frugal with my coins. But I think that it's important. I think that it is almost like if you go to church, it's like the tithes and offering for your soul, for your passion.
Yeah.
It's important, folks. You've got to do it. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I think that the last thing that we're going to discuss tonight, because I want to let you go. It's my bedtime, so I'm going to let you go.
Top of bed.
But it's the support system. And what does your support system look like for your dream? I say this because, we've talked about how our families and our cultures kind of view the dream life and the realistic life. And I think that it's different depending on who you are, where you're from. And I say this because, if you're a first generation, American, African American, Caribbean American, Haitian American, Nigerian American, it's different. In the sense where it's like, your parents will always love you and want you to succeed.
Yep.
And so will your circle of friends. But they would rather not watch you burn your own trail into destruction. You know what I mean? So what does your current support system look like? Like, is it made up of friends? How do they support you? What characteristics do they have? Like, tell us about it.
All right. So, my circle of friends, all positive people, good vibes only.
Yes, absolutely. You need that. No, seriously, that's a mindset you need to have.
Yeah, like I can't deal with like a lot of negative people, so it's just like I just need positive influences, like not people that are out like, doing crazy things at all times of the hour or whatever.
Like
whatever
recording a
saying.
podcast at 10 p.m. at night. Those wild kids.
So this is for a good cause. That's just trying to become Oprah out here, okay?
Yes.
So we making that sacrifice.
Yes, hallelujah. Look at you, glory. You're using the words. Go on, child.
Nah, but for real, like my support system is all positive people, all people that are dream chasers, they all have like a dream and a goal that they want to like achieve and be successful at. And so just like the way that we help each other is just kind of encourage each other, like, yeah, bro, you could do this, but you got to pay your bills on time, so you got to make sure that you're balancing that out. Like, hey, you got to go to work today, you can't just like
go do a shoot.
Yeah, you can't just go. You can't go do a shoot at like 12 when you got work at 12. But like you see it, just like work around your schedule, things like that. But like just always encouraging people and just like just having like that positivity. Like I don't really know what to say.
No, I totally agree with you. Like I don't think that a lot of people realize how important it is to have people who are positive around you, because truly that saying birds of a feather flock together could not be more true. And even if you don't look like your negative friends, eventually their thoughts will start to take root into your mind. You'd be surprised. And it's the little things, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I want to be an actress. Man, stop playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The little things. And it's not like they mean to be offensive, but you need to be surrounded by people who have the same mindset, who are eager to see you succeed, who are not competing with you, but are pushing and motivating you to do well, because they know that your success could be the trigger to their success and vice versa. Or even if it's not, they're just genuinely happy for you. And you know what I realized there's a difference between pessimists and optimistic realists.
Yes.
I like my friends who are optimistic realists. My friend Margaret, who's also Nigerian, who's going to be listening to this podcast because she never misses an episode, and I really appreciate it. I'm telling you, like that girl, I consider her an optimistic realist. she will support you, but she will also rip you a new one once you've started deviating from reality.
Exactly.
Like, she's like, you're absolutely not going to do that, because you will be destitute and you will not be on this couch for more than 3 weeks on my time, because I'm not feeding nobody. Period. You need friends who will be like, who will just be realistic with you and who will support you, but also be like, hey man, don't forget, or hey man, there are bills, hey man, focus on school at the same time, because you're paying for that. Like, you just need people who are truly looking out for you and like-minded. And if you don't have anyone like that in your circle, if you consider yourself a dream chaser, then you've also got to chase new people to be around. And that doesn't mean that you have to do so actively. I don't think that you have to dump your friends or whatever. That's not what we're telling you to do here. But be on the lookout. You'd be surprised. I'm telling you, people glow different if they're like real good people, and if they're pursuing their dreams. Look out for those who are, silently but happily pursuing what they want to pursue. And that doesn't mean it has to be some huge dream. A lot of the times I think that people think dreams are these fantastical what's the word? Fantasy?
Yeah,
fantasical.
She got it. She'll get there.
No, I'm not. Whatever. But they're these unrealistic things that can't come to be. They're just made for the fantasy of children. And that's not true. It is absolutely not true. I think that your dream, and I lost it. I had a train of thought there. I lost it. But yeah, man, you just want to be surrounded by people who will truly just have your back and understand what it means to pursue a dream. And it's back. So
she's bringing it full circle.
Bringing it full circle, y'all. Lion King, if y'all haven't seen it, go see it. But in reality, I feel like people think that dreams have to be these humongous things, and they don't. You could easily dream to be a teacher. You could easily dream to be even a maid, a bus driver, a mailman. Those things are not unworthy causes.
Exactly.
So long as they make you happy, then it is a dream to pursue, and it is worth pursuing. And you need people who understand that aspect of life, that don't just look at the economical, that don't just look at the feasible. You want people who understand that living is not made to just go through day by day to pay my bills to make it. I'm not trying to survive in this world. I'm trying to live it, because I'm only here once. So that being said, I mean, Megan, do you have anything to add?
I guess there's that thing about accountability. Like, it's good to have accountability partners in your life too, to like, hey, you said that you're going to do this, so you need to do this. It's been like a whole week and you still haven't done it yet. So are you really in it, or are you out of it? So just having those people that like Margaret,
Yes,
the optimist
absolutely.
Realist, like, she's going to tell you how it is.
I mean, those are the friends that'll get you through it. You know what I'm saying? And even when you're feeling rocky, the great part I think about optimistic realists is that they're optimistic. So even when you're in a moment where reality seems to be checking you and telling you that your dream is just not feasible, that one optimistic realist is like, time to turn on the optimism and be like, listen, you still got to record, you still got to sing, you still got to dance, because I won't be hearing no complaints for the next 50 years of this friendship.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's really appreciated. You know what I mean? And so honestly, folks, this has been the first episode of the Dream Chaser series. I hope that you have loved it. I have loved this conversation. Definitely my favorite by far. Thank you so much, Megan Azaji, for coming through, for dropping your knowledge and your experience on us.
Thank you.
I will be dropping Megan's @name for Instagram. She has some of her, shoots and stuff up there. Definitely go up there and show her some love. And she's definitely edited a few videos, especially for previous guests such as Lola and whatnot. Go see her work. She's truly phenomenal. And if you're looking for someone to do a little something like that for yourself, definitely reach out to her. She's more so in the Virginia Beach area, but when she's in the Northeast, she'll let y'all know and holler back at you. That being said, thank you so much for joining us here on Esther Alexis, Body of an Extrovert. I hope that you've picked up something tonight. Have a phenomenal night, or even a better morning whenever you're listening. That's all, folks. See you next time.